Hello everybody, and hello real racing fans, and we're back with an event. Yay! We're trying to earn the McLaren Artura GT4 here it's a race day event, so it's going to be a recommended PR. By the end of this, we'll probably have to upgrade the car to all level 3s, but as I've said before, okay, there we go, there's our car, and 3 hours of service and instant upgrades, so that's cool, and we're at Circuit of Americas. Right, so as I've said before, I like to upgrade the car kind of as we go. I don't want to upgrade it all to level 3 now and then just, breeze through these events. And we are going to be sort of doing some bot management. I was doing bot management in this, or bot slowing. Yeah, I kind of got a bit bored of it, to be honest. So this first race, a lot of these early races, you don't really have any objectives. Like this one is just, you don't have to finish in a certain position, you have to do other things. But yeah, it's like just finish a lap. So I was just hanging out in, there's 5 cars on track, and I was just hanging out in 5th place. And I don't want to win. You can win if you want to. For me, I was still trying to maybe do some bot slowing or manage the bots for later on. I don't want difficult events later on. So, and maybe, if you guys sometimes find these events a bit challenging towards the end, then this is a way you can sort of slow the bots down. Don't win every race. Yeah, it hurts your earnings. Obviously, like per race, you're not going to earn as much for 5th place in this race as you would do if you won the race, but coming to the end, just letting them get away, Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much nothing. All right, so there's our first race done. Yeah, the car handles pretty good. I mean, it's, as I later found out, yeah, it's not terrible. I'm not finding out now because I'm driving it slowly. Here again, okay, now we've got an average speed. And again, I didn't want to win, so I turned it around. Had a few accidents. This is how easy this is. I mean, I didn't realize these guys are driving in formation. So one is on the left, the next one's going to be on the right-hand side, and so kind of trying to drive off the race line, but they're driving off the race line as well. Crashing and hitting these guys. My average speed has taken a dip. I've taken damage. But yeah, I just wanted to finish in whatever position is last, and it appears to be 23rd position, so that's what we'll do. One thing, I could have gone all the way down the straight. You can go around the wrong way around the track as long as you want to. See here, I turned around here. I kind of figured that's enough. You can go all the way down that straight and get your average speed way, way up. But I thought, no, I'll probably be able to do it from here. And also, when you're doing average speed type events like this, it's nice to have a clear track in front of you, so you can be quick in the corners and stay on the driving line and hit your apexes and things like that. And that all helps you go faster and obviously keep your average speed up. So it helps not having too much slower traffic in the way. So yeah, it's just a way of buying yourself some average speed. Look, I'm gonna cross the line here to begin the one lap that this event is 127 k's an hour already. So it's not going to be too difficult to hit average speed from here. Almost hit it at the first hairpin there, and then yeah, just carry on. I'm not gonna fast forward this one or anything. I'm just gonna show you guys so you can see whereabouts I hit average speed. If you're going as far back as me and you're not hitting average speed by the time I hit average speed, then just carry on, keep going the wrong way around the track some more. There's nothing wrong with that. Your average speed will definitely climb up because you're going down this big long back straight. If you can do that twice in the event, yeah, you can almost effectively double your average speed. But also, if you're crashing around a lot, that doesn't help your average speed at all. Average speed obviously is taking the time, so if you're crashing and wasting time, then yeah. This event was, the average speed was a lot higher than I thought. Oh yeah, okay. This is the one where it's like 150. But still, I mean, 150 k's an hour is nothing in this car. Also, so no upgrades at the moment. I think we only put upgrades last event of stage 2, when the game asked us to put upgrades on. It is a required PR event, not a recommended PR, it's required. So you will get to a point where the game will say, okay, look, your PR is in red, you need to upgrade. But I'll show you that, and I'll show you all the costs as we go along. And obviously at the end of stage 5, I'll show you the total costs for all the upgrades that you'll need. But yeah, for this one, no upgrades, and you can see I was still slowing down. I actually caught up to the end of the field. Finished 21st, but you know, that's good enough. And yeah, there we go. So now we have to complete a lap in under 2 minutes. And that can sometimes be tricky on a longer course like Circuit of Americas. And you don't really get going here. The timer doesn't start before the line. You can go back and retake that last corner, which I thought, oh man, I should have done that, but I was already not well into it, so I thought, just carry on. It looked to me like I was going to be able to do it quite easily, and I did. 2 minutes is actually forever on this track in this car. It's difficult to judge. Sometimes the car with no upgrades and a longer track, sometimes you might get an event like this and you know, it might say 1 minute 40, and you think, yeah, well, you know, usually do 1 minute 30s on this track. But in a car with no upgrades, maybe 1 minute 40 is pushing it. I think I could probably do this in around 1 minute 40 something, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I got to the end of this one with 15 seconds to spare, and I was going off track. So sliding and skidding, that's definitely not helping any lap time. So you can see, yeah, man, this is not difficult at this point. Stage 1, they suck you in by saying this is going to be an easy event. Look how easy this is. You can go off track. I think I did here as well. Yeah, wide. Yeah, not great at all. But I mean, you know, this is the first time I'm really actually pushing this car. And it's like, you know, when I got to here, it was like 40 seconds to go. I was like, I've got this is easy now. From now I'll have plenty of time to spare. But yeah, it's the first time I'm really pushing the car, so I'm going to try and find the braking points. I wasn't very confident in the brakes. So yeah, if there's one thing that could improve on this car was the brakes. So I had that in mind, and you'll see when I upgrade later on. I think I went for brakes first. So there we go, yeah, it was like about 15 seconds. I started slowing down. I actually stopped here at the line. And then just keep an eye on the timer, because you don't want to mess this up and then have to do the whole event again. So I just kept an eye on it. I think I did it by a second or so, 2:01 somehow. But I think that the 1 second or so over is because that's how long the whole event took, not your 2 minutes from the start-finish line. Right, and then here we just have to finish in 15th. We're starting in 24th, so we're going to overtake about 9 cars or so. Again, I'll show you up to 15th, and then we're going to fast forward because it's not difficult at all. The bots here are still pretty slow. Again, this is a race you can probably try and win. Probably be fun if you actually gave it a go and tried to win it. If you want to do the bot management and the bot slowing, get to 15th and finish 15th. That's it. So that's what I'm going to do, because I want to show you guys how to manage the bots and try and slow the bots down, because people struggle with these things sometimes. So yeah, anything we can do to try and make the event a bit easier. I'd rather show you guys that than, oh, look at me, I'm so good, I won the race kind of thing, you know. But yeah, look, if you don't want to do the bot slowing, go for it, try and win it. You probably can. So yeah. Well, remember, the point is it's a game. The point is to have fun. So you do whatever it is you do that you have fun doing. So everybody's sort of difficulty is different. So, or their skill level is different. So yeah, do whatever it is you do. I'm just showing you, like, this is what I do to ensure that the very last race of this event is pretty easy. So we go, I hit 15th place there, yeah, 15th we've hit, and then I'm just going to cruise through this. So yeah, we're fast forwarding a little bit here, but yeah, I'm just cruising along. I'm barely doing 200 there, and yeah, not really pushing at all. Not going off the track there, not sliding, just driving along, cruising along nicely behind the sparks up here, yeah. So just, yeah, nothing to it really, and that's pretty much all these events are like that. All these race days and track days are like this. Like stage 1 is really, really easy, so there's a lot of fast forwarding in these. But, you know, it's there. All right, we're done. Good, 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 good. End of stage 1. Give us rewards. And yeah, then we see our rewards only going to be 5 gold, I think, here for stage 1. I think stage 2 was the same. But I did collect enough VP to get 25 gold from the sort of overall update or overall season rewards, whatever you call it. But those overall, well, the rewards you get for VP. So that was cool. Right, we're at stage 2, proving grounds. And now there's, we start with no off track and those kinds of things. We can go off track here for 3 seconds. But yeah, that I think I used up 9/10 of it, I think, maybe. Or I did somewhere in one of them. So I'm just fast forwarding here because, again, we don't have to do anything. It didn't give us like, hey, finish in this position or do anything like that. I just stopped and let it do through there. Like, why not? And then we took him again, and I was just playing around. You know, we've got to do two laps of the track and just, you know, keep it together. That's all you have to do. But you see, this is where I just got bored of like bot slowing now. I was like, you know what? As long as you kind of finish, I'll make sure I finish outside the top 10. That'll be good enough for like bot slowing and bot management. It doesn't have to come last, especially when there's 24 cars. You know, that's fine to finish in the just outside the top 10 and do. So I was like, stopping and slowing down, going so slowly. I was like, my 3 hours are going to run out before I finish this race in last place. So I went, just drove around a bit quicker, and yeah, 19th place, that'll do. No off track actually there, okay, cool. I'm sure one of them I wasted some time off the off track. I usually do. Right, and now we've got 177 kilometers of average speed to do. Again, we have to stay on the track. We've got 3 seconds leeway. But now this, I don't like these average speed events when there's cars in front of me. So again, I'm turning around, I'm going back the wrong way. And again here, you can go back further if you want to. You don't have to, oh no, this is not the off-track one. This is 3 seconds of no skidding. So I couldn't just spin the car around. I had to turn it around quite slowly. You can go back up that straight there if you want to. Sorry, yeah, this is no skidding. I think I skidded for 9/10 of a second, maybe. I think this is the one where I did use up some of the leeway. Yep, there it is, 9/10, there it is there. Okay, so yeah, not too bad, but you know, now I've got some clear track ahead of me. I don't have to worry about crashing into other cars, because these slower bots, they cause you damage and you get damage and then you fail, and you know, we don't want to do that. I don't want to waste time doing events over and over and over again because bots are getting in the way. So that's why I go just backwards around. The electric cars are pretty cool because you just drive those in reverse and you actually go just as fast in reverse as you do going forward, or sometimes on the faster in reverse. But yeah, in a normal combustion engine car, it doesn't work like that. Reverse gear is very slow. So just drive around the track the wrong way. Try not to crash. Do as I say, not as I do. But yeah, average speed is not difficult to get to, because yeah, I hit it, then I ran out of it. Now I've hit it again on the big long straight. And Hockenheim is a mixture of the slower and faster corners. Here's a slow hairpin corner. At least I didn't slide or way off track, but I mean, I didn't skid, so that helped. And then we go into these sections of the corners, pretty much faster corners. So you don't lose too much average speed through here. You lose a bit more average speed in the stadium section. So the trick with the average speed race is to try and build up your average speed so you have more than what's required. Depending on your track, really. If you have a track that's faster at the end, then it's not so important. But tracks like this, like Hockenheim, through the slow stadium section here, it's good to have. You can see we're going well below the average speed on the speedo, but because we're at like 180 and we actually only need 177, we have some average speed to burn off. You can waste away some of your average speed. So that's why it's always just a good idea to maybe just keep your average speed sort of just above where the minimum through. Don't get, if you're trying to like bot manage in that, don't get to your average speed and then try and hold it there. Go faster than your average speed and then slow down towards the end once you're through all the slower sections of the track. And sometimes that's difficult to burn off average speed, but you can see I'm 10 kilometers an hour over the average speed, but I've burnt off 2 kilometers by taking the hairpin sort of extra slow and cautious. But that's just the kind of thing that you can do. Just different ways of trying to do the bot slowing and the bot management. And my gap I gave myself is I've closed that. That's the other thing with the average speed. You have to maintain an average speed, so if you start catching up to the field again, you can't stop and let them get away because then you fail. So, so I'm really letting my average speed come down now. Through the stadium section, I'm taking it slow and cautious. I'm not running wide here onto the drag strip. 180, trickling down. And 179-ish. 179.3, I think that was. Cool. All right. So there we go. That's that race done. And next up, 241 kilometers an hour, 7 times we have to hit 241 k's an hour without going off track. And you've only got 1 lap to do it. I still have no upgrades. And these can be difficult. These can be tricky sometimes. We can't go off track here. So you can drive the wrong way around, but there's no off track, no damage. That can sometimes mess you around. So what I did is I drove around to the final corner, as you'll see here. I just held my position behind Sparky over here, and you can pull off here. This is not off track. This does not count as off track on the drag strip over here for some reason. I don't know why. I would think that it is off track. Like in a proper Formula 1 race at Hockenheim, this would definitely count as off track. I thought we'd have a look at the cockpit for a little bit here. Lots of buttons on the steering wheel. Lots of buttons down there. And then we'll skip to when I actually had let all the cars go and give myself a bit of a gap. Because again, no damage, so I don't want to be trying to go 241 k's an hour and then crashing into other cars. So on this straight I hit it, I hit the brakes, I tried to hit it again, and that didn't work. I hit it on the front straight. But here, on this straight, this is where I just get it up to 241. You can see, watch my brake. I'm actually just letting go of the accelerator, I'm not even braking. And then going back up to 241 again, and I've got it 6 out of 7. And then I didn't want to go off track at the hairpin, so nice and slow, cautious through there, make sure that we are on track and everything, because through here you'll definitely hit 241 again. I think I'll hit it just in the middle of this corner. Yep, there we go. And that's it. Goal complete. So I'll show you guys the rest of the lap, but there's no reason to do anything silly now, so I just cruised around. Again, in last place, but they didn't tell me. A lot of these goals, as I said, they don't give you a real goal. They give you something else to do, but they don't necessarily ask you to go and finish in a certain position. We had that one where it said finish 15th. That wasn't so difficult at all. So I'm sure these will get more difficult as we get to the later races. And well, I know for a fact they will. That's just how this game works. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see when we get there. But for now, yeah, pretty simple, pretty easy stuff, I would think, yeah. And also so far, with just the level 1 upgrades on, the car's quite nice to drive. So, oh no, sorry, no upgrades on, the car's quite nice to drive. We haven't even got level 1. Now we're going to put on level 1 upgrades. This is where we go. See, we have to put on upgrades. So I put on all the $M upgrades just because it's instant R&D. And as soon as the lights get out of the way of the screen here, I will show you how much that cost. Just over, well, just under $710,000. So not bad. I mean, that's kind of about average for the other GT4 cars. I think, if I remember correctly, actually I think it's a bit more expensive than. No, it is. It's more expensive than that Nissan GT4. I think, if I remember correctly. Which I probably don't, because I'm old. Memory's not that great. Okay, and now this race we had to, this one we had to push a bit to get to where we needed to be. You see, now the difficulty of the task at hand is now start last and finish. What was it, 8th? So yeah, I'm going off on the drag strip. Look how much speed that allows me to carry on to the start-finish straight. So that's kind of like a shortcut there. I'm clipping turn 1. And here, I'm running wide here. Still, I've got to. It's weird when you do it this way. You have to kind of. You find your braking points and then you kind of have to readjust them, because I've just got all the upgrades on. So yes, I've got upgraded brakes, but I've also got upgraded engine and exhaust and drivetrain and all those things, body, and make you go faster. So you do kind of, you've got more upgrades making you go fast than you do braking kind of and grippy upgrades. So you kind of have to adjust your braking point a bit. And yeah, you got to push hard in this one. You've only got the 1 lap to get all the way up to like 8th place. And see, I'm just going into 10th place now. We've only got the stadium section left, and I can't see any of the competition. Where are they? And then they come into view. Luckily, they're going slow, but they just seem to start very, very far ahead of you. Here I'm off track like, oh goodness, in the kitty litter. Got one more guy to overtake, and I'm going to have to overtake him here in the last corner, so I'm going to take the drag strip again. Allows me to go nice and fast around the outside. And there we go. Bingo. Yeah, so that one stepped up the difficulty quite a bit to all of a sudden go from last to 8th in 1 lap. It was a bit challenging, even with level 1 upgrades on. Now, I'm actually upgraded more than what I need to be, more than the required PR. But yeah, that was still a bit challenging, that one. But anyway, Rivals in Respect is stage 3, and Magnus is here, that our old nemesis. And we've got to draft him, and then I guess do the Days of Thunder thing here. This is the Days of Thunder objective. We draft him and then slingshot past. And again, where's Magnus? We're in 22nd place, and we've got 2 laps. It's Spa, so it's a long lap. That's cool. And also, we haven't even started our first lap yet. And so these first guys are still driving in that kind of like formation where one guy's to the left, the next guy will be on the right. And you can see that the previous guy we just went past, he was on the left side, sticking to the left. And this guy here, he's sticking to the right. So the next car will also be sticking to the left-hand side. You can see which he's doing. But once they cross the start-finish line, just actually start the race. See, we're on lap 0 of 2. As soon as that goes to lap 1 of 2, then they'll start driving, following the real proper racing line. They'll stop driving in formation. And yeah, that's just me messing up La Source completely. The La Source hairpin, turn 1 in Spa. Down the hill through our Rouge and up through Rodown on to the Camel Straight, and making kind of no progress because where's Magnus? We have to draft him for 3,000 meters, 3 kilometers. Luckily, this game doesn't really work in kilometers, though. This track is longer than 3 kilometers. So I don't know what unit of measure they use to do this, but yeah, it's not quite accurate. Here's not Magnus again. So yeah, this race, I actually think I only caught Magnus around here on the second lap, around this little section of the track here, Creon corner, around there, somewhere around back there, I think. Yeah, because I remember drafting him over here. So, but I'll show you this lap so you can just see how I'm pushing, because I don't know how far Magnus is up. He could be in P1 for all I know, you know. So yeah, I'm pushing hard. You see, I'm running wide. I'm not taking it easy here. These bots. Again, the bots, once you catch them, they're not very quick. But what they are is spaced out and quite far ahead of you. So that's a bit annoying because they're far ahead of you, so to catch up to them is a mission. But once you've caught them, you breeze right past them. And that kind of sucks because you don't really get to draft them and get any extra acceleration from drafting them. So that's kind of, yeah, that's just annoying. But, you know, it's doable. So it's just all not very clean through a Rouge. And we're coming up to the Turney page. Goodness. Some of the bot names in this game, they make me chuckle. Anyway, we'll go through past him at the Camel chicane. And let's see, is the next guy Magnus? One of these two guys could be Magnus. There's Propeller Factory. What a name. I mean, come on. Where do these names come from? Sometimes, you know. Sometimes you do these events and it's just like names like, you know, Paul and David and here's Magnus. Sometimes it's these other bots that you get in the regular races, you know, Propeller Factory. Okay, that's an odd one. Right, so now we're just going to hang out here behind Magnus for a bit. Luckily we caught him with about half a lap to go. It's fine. These corners are fast corners, so we're going fast enough to draft as long as we stay with him. And we'll complete our 3,000 meters here on the straight, and that'll give us a nice opportunity to... He's very slow in the second part of that corner, so we just blast past him on the way up to the chicane. I'll just let off the brake slightly, and nice and clean through there. So no damage, no off tracks, none of that. And yeah, all done. Getting a bit tough, catching up to Magnus, you know, it was, but in the end it was only 13th place. All right, now we have to finish in the top 10 without getting overtaken or damaged or any of that nonsense. And we've got degrading tires. This is my most hated thing, is when the tires have to either warm up or are degrading, because there's just no real way to slow down the process. If you're moving, that time is counting down, or that percentage, it's counting down. And there's ways to count it down even faster, and that's by sliding and skidding and going off track. But if you just drive normally around the track, even if you drive slowly, which you can't do because we have to finish inside the top 10, we have to finish 10th. And we started in like 20th, so we've got some work to do. And so these events I'm not a fan of. I usually mess these up, but actually this one I did it without too much trouble. But also you can see in this race, these bots, they're just as slow as they were before, but their spacing has changed. They're a lot closer together now. So even though we've only got the one lap, like I say, Spa's a long lap, very long lap for the tracks in this game. It's like the only long tracks are this one and Circuit de la Sarthe and the Mans track. So even though you only got one lap, it is a nice long lap. So you do have a lot of time, a lot of space to catch these guys. And now their spacing has changed. So you can see that pretty much, as soon as you passed one, you can see the next two guys. And here are, like, around here, it's, you know, I need to overtake three guys and I can see those three guys ahead of me. So it's not a big problem. So now I'm just trying to watch my tires and adjust my braking points and just make sure, because this car's going to start sliding if those tires get any worse. Once they dip under 40%, it's really easy to start sliding this car right off the road. And yeah, this is what I also don't like, is when two bots are kind of fighting each other. Because you can get tangled up in an incident, you know, with these guys, but they went single file through here. So I'll just dive down the inside of Eric there, and yeah, I'm going to finish this with about just 25% tires left. That's not too bad. Had I had to do another lap with only 25% of tires, that would have really been terrible. I would have been overtaken and I would have failed. So, you know, glad that wasn't the case. Right now it's top speed. Okay, so this is a bit tricky. Oh, it's not really, but it's just something to keep in mind. You have to. There's an average speed you have to keep up, but also every time you cross the start-finish line, you have to be doing, I think it was around 210 kilometers an hour. So just bear that in mind. There's no slowing down at the start-finish line here for bot slowing or anything like that. Don't try that because you will fail. And to maintain this average speed also is a bit tricky. It's one of these, because of the extreme slowness of this, the final two corners here at Spa. So, risking an off track there, but yeah, I'm trying to keep my average speed up as much as possible. You can see I'm going down now, going down, it's going down now. I've sort of stabilized it, and then you're on the brakes full of sauce. And now I've lost average speed. So it's a bit tricky to keep that average speed up, and you've got to get it up a bit higher than, again, like I was saying previously, you've got to get it up a bit higher than where it needs to be in order to pass the event. Because of the slowness of those last two corners. So, and then also your acceleration down the straight. If you do fall behind a bit, the acceleration down the straight won't really get you back up high enough. In fact, it won't get your average speed going up. So you have to have quite a lot of average speed in the bank by the time you reach the braking point for, oh, that bus stop chicane. That's not going to help. You see now, average speed is dropped again. But just keep pushing. Remember, don't give up. Just keep pushing. Nicely through here. Try and worry about that corner sometimes because you can slide way off. And into this section, nice and tidy through there. Just trying to get that average speed up. And I'm all the time thinking about, can I get a draft? Can I get a draft? But these bots are so slow. Look at it, I breeze past him. I try and get in the draft. I was in there time, but oh, and there's my tequila babe just messaging me some kissy hearty things. Yeah, it's a tequila babe. I have one of those. You should all get one. They're a lot of fun to have around. Okay, big shortcut there because there was just a massive gaggle of cars that was going to mess my average speed up. So I just shortcut that. Boom, across the line. I had to do that one 2 or 3 times because I kept on not being able to maintain my average speed. And yeah, eventually I got that to stick. Still on just the level 1 upgrade. But now, finish each lap under 1 minute 50 right now. The game asked us for upgrades again. And I didn't want to just go all level 3 now. So what I did is I put on brakes and engine. And that got me enough to be able to do this race and complete this stage. and lights go away, and there's what I've got, and there's the cost. It's just over $1 million and 130 gold, and that's just level 3 engine and level 3 brakes. That's the only thing I did. But that's the total. It didn't cost me an extra $1 million. That's for all those upgrades. So including the previous figures of like just over 700,000, it cost about another 300,000 to buy the level 3 upgrades for engine and brakes. Like I said, I wanted to upgrade the brakes because I was struggling with braking points with this car, just a little bit. I found that they weren't quite where I thought they should be. But once I upgraded the brakes for this race, those problems went away. The thing is now, if I have to upgrade more engine and other stuff, not engine, but drivetrain, exhaust, body, the car's going to get faster and those braking points will probably change again. So, yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one just to, I don't know why, I just found it a little bit difficult. Maybe it was because it was early in the morning and I wasn't quite awake yet. So, maybe that's why. For me, I'm just getting older and older at a more accelerated rate because I'm already old. I don't know. Maybe it's because I cut my hair, I don't have my powers anymore or something. I don't know. I was just, this one, I can't really explain it, but yeah, it was just a bit tricky with braking points. So, yeah. No, also, again, in order to do a 1 minute 50 lap, there's not much taking it easy. So, I'm pushing, yeah. You can see I'm pushing. I'm running it, using all the road and more here. And yeah, again, the bots are quite, they're a bit more spaced out than they were in the last two races. A bit more realistically spaced, I'd say, but you have 2 laps. So it's really not a problem. And this race, I don't think you can actually complete this race without winning it because of the 1 minute 50. You can see I'm pushing it here, and I think we're going to do a 147. So we had 3 seconds, but I don't think slowing down by 3 seconds is going to mean you first of all, you're going to compromise your entrance into the next lap. So your next lap time will be compromised from the start. And I don't think, even if we lose 6 or 7 seconds here, I don't think that would allow us to even finish in second place, because I took the lead quite early on here. I was getting in the draft a bit, and just as you get in the draft, the corner comes up, so through we go. I actually think I took the lead and lapped a car. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Let's see, a Speedy Parkins. It's not going very speedily in his Merc. I'm sure that car can go a lot faster, but hey, maybe that's our bot management helping us out. So you can see, yeah, there's a lapped car. I'm in P1 here, and here's the guy in last place. So we're going to lap him. You can see I have to do this. It's not like I can do any kind of bot management. I have to finish this lap in 1 minute 50. I think I did a 147 on lap 1. I think I did a 146 on lap 2. So yeah, there's not a lot of room to slow down and do any bot management. This race kind of forces you to win and lap a guy. And you can see I'm so far ahead of Mr. Parkins back there. And keep an eye on the distance. Remember, he has to come through the slow section here as well. I don't know if 6 or 7 seconds would have made any difference to me winning, to not being able to come second. So that race, I'd say, I think you have to win it. But that's fine. You just earn more currency for winning the race. And that's stage 3. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. Stage 4 and 5 will be coming up. We doubled our rewards to 10. And yeah, until then, have a good time all the time, guys. Cheers.